36. That's how old you are the night you finally open the account you've been meaning to open since you were 28. You're sitting on the edge of the bed, laptop balanced on your knees, and the whole process takes 11 minutes. 11 minutes? For something you'd built up in your head as this enormous, complicated thing you weren't ready for yet. Turns out, you were ready for it 8 years ago. You just didn't do it. Your brother-in-law is the one who finally pushes you into it, without meaning to. He's 31, at your kitchen table for Sunday dinner, talking about his Roth IRA the way other people talk about a new show they're watching. Casually, no big deal, like it's just a thing he does now. You ask him when he started. 23, he says, mouth full of pasta, right out of college. You laugh a little too hard at something that wasn't that funny. And go do the dishes so nobody sees your face doing the math. Here's what the math actually looks like. And it's worse than you think and better than you fear, both at once. If your brother-in-law puts away $500 a month starting at 23 and you put away the same $500 starting at 36, by the time you're both 65, he'll have roughly double what you have. Not because he's smarter. Not because he earns more. Because he gave his money 13 more years to compound, and compounding doesn't care how talented you are. It only cares how long it's been running. That's the number that keeps you up for exactly one night. After that, something shifts. Because here's the part nobody tells you at 36, staring at that gap like it's a verdict. 13 years behind someone else isn't the same as too late. Late is a different word entirely, and you spend that whole week accidentally treating them like synonyms. Your coworker Danielle is the one who says it plainly, leaning against the break room counter with her coffee when you finally admit out loud what's been eating at you. She's 51, started at 42. I used to think the same thing you're thinking, she says. Then I did the math on doing nothing instead. Waiting another 5 years to feel ready doesn't get you closer to ready. It just costs you 5 more years of compounding you'll never get back. You start with $300 a month because $500 feels like too much, and you'd rather actually stick with something small than quit on something ambitious. 3 months in, you get a raise you weren't expecting, and instead of letting your rent creep up or your car payment double, you bump the contribution to $400. Nobody notices the extra $100 leaving your account. You barely notice it yourself. A year in, your sister asks how it's going, half teasing the way she does when she's actually curious but doesn't want to make it a whole thing. You tell her the number, and she goes quiet for a second, doing her own math about her own 34 years and her own empty account. She opens hers 2 weeks later. Doesn't mention it. You find out from your mom. 5 years in, you're 41. The account isn't life-changing money yet. You know that. You did the math on this part too. More than once, sometimes at 2 in the morning when the doubt creeps back in. But it's real money now. Money that exists because 36-year-old, you got tired of feeling behind and decided behind wasn't the same thing as finished. Your brother-in-law still has his head start. He always will. That math never unhappens, and pretending otherwise would just be a different kind of lying to yourself. But here's what 36-year-old you didn't understand yet. Sitting on the edge of that bed with the laptop and the 11 minutes and the quiet dread, the account that started late is still an account. It's still compounding every single month, whether you're watching it or not, whether you feel like you deserve to have started sooner or not. The only version of this where you actually lose is the one where the shame about being late becomes the reason you never start at all. You didn't start at 23. You started at 36. Both of those things are true, and only one of them was ever going to matter 30 years from now.